Now let's solve a subtraction problem in which we will need to borrow. So our problem is 2 minutes, 26 seconds minus 1 minute, 34 seconds. So let's start by writing this vertically, and we're going to just slightly abbreviate our minutes and seconds. So let's start by saying 2 minutes, 26 seconds minus, and we want to line them up nice and neat, 1 minute, 34 seconds. So we'll put a line right here, and we will look at our problem. So we're going to start by subtracting seconds from seconds and minutes from minutes. So we're going to start on the rightmost side, just like we did with our addition, and start by looking at the smallest units over here of seconds, and begin with this subtraction. So we have 26 minus 34. We know that we cannot subtract 34 from 26 since 34 is bigger than 26. So what are we going to do? If you remember from subtraction, we borrow 1 from the digit on the left. But the digit to the left in this case happens to be minutes. So we will borrow 1 minute from the left. And we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So that borrowed minute can be rewritten as 60 seconds. So we are going to come over here and we are going to borrow 1 minute. So we cross out the 2 and we make this a 1. So we're going to take one of the minutes away, which leaves 1 minute. And the 1 minute that we take, we're going to transfer over here to our other column, our seconds column, and we're going to convert that minute to seconds. So we're going to convert this to 60 seconds. So now we can add 60 seconds to 26 seconds, and now we will have 86 seconds. We know now that we can subtract 34 from 86 because 86 is bigger than 34. So we take our 60 plus 26 is 86. And then we subtract the 34 from that, which gives us an answer of 52 seconds. And now what we're left with over here is that we have a minute on top. Subtracting 1 minute from the bottom gives us 0 minutes. So I'll write a 0 minutes over here, but we don't really need to worry about this column anymore. Our answer is simply going to be in 52 seconds, just reported in seconds. So in this case is a good example of a case in which we need to borrow a minute from this column, move it over to this column, convert it to the units that this column is in, and add those together, and then we can subtract. So if we have 2 minutes, 26 seconds, take away 1 minute, 34 seconds, we end up with an answer of 52 seconds. Let's look at one more example of subtraction. So our problem has 6 hours, 5 minutes, minus 2 hours, 47 minutes. We are going to use the shorthand version of writing hours and minutes when solving this problem. So let's begin by writing it vertically first. So I'm going to begin with my 6 hours, 5 minutes. And so I want to make sure that I have this 0 here in the tens place of the minutes, because my 5 minutes needs to be here in the ones place of the minutes column. And then I want to make sure and line up correctly. My 2 hours needs to go directly below the 6. And then my symbol there for time. And then for 47 minutes, I want to line this up correctly making sure that I have to keep in mind that the 5 has to be lined up with the 7 digit of the 47, since that's in the ones place, and not over here lined up with the 4, because the 4 represents the tens place of 47 minutes. So I have it lined up all correctly and with a subtraction sign out in front to remind me that my operation is to subtract this problem. And so I'm going to start by looking over here in the minutes section. And since 47 cannot be subtracted from 5, we are going to need to borrow 1 hour from the left, which we're going to convert to 60 minutes, and we're going to rewrite the problem. So just like we did before, we're going to come over here to the 6 hours, and we're going to borrow 1 hour from the 6. So I'm going to cross out the 6 and make it a 5, because I'm taking away one of the hours and moving it over here to this column, 1 hour. But I want to convert that 1 hour to minutes, because I've now moved it over to the minutes column. So I leave my 5 hours here, and I move over here, and I take the 1 hour that I borrowed, and I convert it to minutes. It's 60 minutes. So now I have this 60 that I can add to this 5 here in order to have 65 minus 47. So now I'll put a box around here so that I can kind of keep track of these two. So now I can subtract minutes from minutes, and I can subtract 47 from 65, and it will give me 18 minutes. And so I'm going to place my 18 right here below in the minutes column. And then I want to make sure I have my symbol here, and I'm now going to move over and work on the hours. So remembering that I borrowed 1 from the 6 hours, leaving me with 5 hours, minus 2 hours is 3 hours. And so I can report my answer either leaving it as 318 or writing it back in the original, the way the problem was, 3 hours, 18 minutes as my answer. And I can see that working on borrowing, moving the 1 hour I borrowed over to the minutes column, converting it to 60 minutes and adding that to the 5 to get 65 minutes, 47 away from 65 equals 18, leaving me with 18 minutes. So 6 hours, 5 minutes, take away 2 hours, 47 minutes, equals 3 hours, 18 minutes.